Once, in a quiet monastery nestled high in the mountains, there lived a young monk named Kiran. Kiran had a sharp temper, like a sudden storm that could shatter the tranquility of the monastery. The other monks often watched in dismay as he would lose his temper over the slightest inconvenience, his face flushing with anger and his voice thundering through the halls. Kiran's anger was like a smoldering ember that he could not control. He knew that he needed to find a way to quell the flames that raged within him, for his anger was not only hurting those around him but also eating away at his own inner peace. One sunny morning, as Kiran sat alone in the monastery's garden, his mind filled with thoughts of frustration and anger, an old monk named Master Lee approached him. Master Lee was known for his wisdom and serenity, and his presence was like a gentle breeze on a hot summer's day. "Kiran," Master Lee said, "I have noticed your struggle with anger. Would you like me to teach you a way to find inner peace and overcome this anger that plagues you?" Kiran was taken aback by the kindness of the old monk. He nodded eagerly, realizing that he needed help and guidance to conquer his anger. Master Lee began to mentor Kiran, teaching him the ways of mindfulness, meditation, and self-awareness. Kiran learned to observe his thoughts and emotions without judgment, like a silent observer of his own mind. This practice helped him recognize the triggers of his anger and allowed him to take a step back before reacting. The first time Kiran tried to meditate, his mind was a whirlwind of turbulent thoughts and emotions. He struggled to sit still and found it impossible to focus. But Master Lee reassured him, "Patience, my young friend. Finding inner peace is not an overnight endeavor. It takes time and dedication." With time, Kiran's meditation practice improved. He began to experience moments of stillness and calm that he had never known before. These moments were like small oases of serenity amidst the chaos of his thoughts and emotions. As Kiran delved deeper into his journey of self-discovery, he realized that his anger was often born from fear and insecurity. He was afraid of not being good enough, of failing, and of being judged by others. This awareness allowed him to address the root causes of his anger and work on building self-confidence and self-acceptance. Kiran also learned the art of forgiveness. He forgave himself for the times he had let anger control him, and he forgave those who had triggered his anger. This act of forgiveness released the heavy burden of grudges and resentments that he had carried for so long. The other monks noticed a profound change in Kiran. His once frequent outbursts became rare, and he became known for his newfound inner peace and wisdom. He was no longer a storm, but a calm and steady presence in the monastery. One day, Kiran was approached by a fellow monk who had witnessed his transformation. "Kiran," the monk said, "how did you manage to find such inner peace and conquer your anger?" Kiran smiled and replied, "It was a journey, my friend, a journey of self-discovery, mindfulness, and forgiveness. I had to confront my own inner demons and learn to let go of the past. But with the guidance of Master Lee and the support of my fellow monks, I found the path to inner peace. It's a path that I walk every day, and it has made all the difference." From that day forward, Kiran not only found inner peace within himself but also helped others on their own paths toward tranquility and self-discovery. He became a beacon of hope and inspiration in the monastery, a living testament to the transformative power of mindfulness and forgiveness. As Kiran continued to grow on his spiritual journey, the monastery became a sanctuary of peace and wisdom, not only for the monks but for all who sought solace in the mountains. Pilgrims and travelers would often visit the monastery to seek Kiran's counsel, hoping to learn the secrets of inner peace. One such visitor was a troubled merchant named Lena. She had heard of Kiran's transformation and had traveled from a distant village in search of guidance. Her heart was heavy with the burdens of a difficult life, and she hoped that the young monk could offer her some solace. Lena arrived at the monastery gates, her face etched with worry, and was welcomed by the serene ambience of the monastery. She was directed to Kiran's small chamber, where he sat meditating on a simple cushion. Kiran opened his eyes as Lena entered and greeted her with a warm smile. "Welcome," he said softly. "What brings you to our humble abode?" Lena hesitated for a moment before pouring out her heart to the young monk. She spoke of her struggles in the world outside, her overwhelming anxieties, and the anger that had poisoned her relationships with loved ones. Tears welled in her eyes as she confessed, "I've hurt those I care about because of my anger, and I don't know how to find the peace you found." Kieran listened with empathy, understanding the depths of her pain. He then shared his own journey, how he had once been consumed by anger and how he had learned to find inner peace through mindfulness, meditation, and forgiveness. He assured Lena that it was never too late to embark on a similar path of self-discovery. With Master Lee's guidance, Kieran taught Lena the basics of meditation, helping her to quiet her restless mind and gain control over her emotions. They practiced deep breathing techniques to anchor her in the present moment, allowing her to detach from the chaos of her thoughts. As the days turned into weeks, Lena's meditation practice improved. Much like Kieran's had, she began to experience moments of stillness and calm that brought relief to her troubled soul. Her anger, while still present, no longer dominated her life. She had learned to observe it without immediately reacting to it. In the company of the monks, Lena found a supportive community that reinforced her commitment to inner peace. She was encouraged to confront the root causes of her anger and offered forgiveness to herself and those she had wronged. The weight of her past transgressions began to lift, allowing her to heal and grow. As weeks turned into months, Kieran watched with pride as Lena's transformation mirrored his own. Her once furrowed brow had relaxed, and her laughter became more frequent. She had discovered the beauty of inner peace, and it radiated from her like a gentle aura. The time came for Lena to bid farewell to the monastery, but she knew that she was taking the monastery's teachings with her. Kieran offered her a parting gift, a small, polished stone. "Keep this as a reminder of your journey," he said. "Whenever you feel anger rising within you, hold this stone in your hand and remember the tranquility you found here." Lena left the monastery with a grateful heart, carrying the stone as a symbol of her newfound inner peace. She knew that her path to serenity would be an ongoing journey, but she also knew that she had the tools and the wisdom to navigate life's challenges with grace. Kieran, now a source of inspiration to both monks and visitors, continued to walk the path of inner peace. He understood that anger was a part of human nature, but it no longer controlled him. The monastery remained a beacon of tranquility in the mountains, where all who sought solace could learn the transformative power of mindfulness and forgiveness, just as he had. In the passing years, Kieran's reputation as a beacon of inner peace continued to grow, and his wisdom became sought after by many. Pilgrims from distant lands journeyed to the mountain monastery to seek his counsel and to learn the ways of tranquility. One day, a troubled traveler named Eleanor arrived at the monastery gates. She was a weary soul, burdened by the challenges of life, and her heart was heavy with anger and despair. Eleanor had heard tales of Kieran's transformation, and she hoped that he could guide her towards the path of inner peace. Kieran welcomed Eleanor with the same warmth and serenity he had welcomed others before her. She spoke of her inner turmoil, her stormy emotions, and her inability to find peace within herself. Her story mirrored his own past struggles, and Kieran could empathize with her pain. He shared his own journey, how he had been plagued by anger and had learned to find solace through mindfulness and forgiveness. He assured Eleanor that it was possible for her to embark on a similar journey of self-discovery. Together, Kieran and Eleanor began the practice of meditation. They sat in the monastery garden, surrounded by the beauty of nature. As they learned to still their minds and find the calm within, Eleanor initially found it difficult to silence her racing thoughts, but Kieran gently guided her, reminding her that the path to inner peace required patience and practice. As weeks turned into months, Eleanor's meditation practice deepened. She began to experience moments of tranquility and clarity, much like Kieran had. Her anger, while still present, no longer controlled her. She had learned to observe it without immediately reacting. In the company of the monks, Eleanor found a supportive community that reinforced her commitment to inner peace. She learned to confront the root causes of her anger and to offer forgiveness to herself and those she had wronged. The weight of her past mistakes gradually lifted, allowing her to heal and transform. Eleanor's transformation was slow but profound. Her once tense shoulders relaxed, and her frown gave way to smiles. She felt lighter, As if a heavy burden had been lifted from her soul, the monastery had become her sanctuary, a place where she could nourish her inner peace and find solace in the presence of the monks. The day came when Eleanor, like those before her, had to bid farewell to the monastery. Kiran offered her a small, polished stone, similar to the one he had received from Master Lee. "Carry this stone with you as a reminder of your journey," he said. "Let it be a symbol of the tranquility you have found here. When anger threatens to rise within you, hold the stone and remember the inner peace you have cultivated." Eleanor left the monastery with gratitude in her heart, carrying the stone as a constant reminder of her newfound inner peace. She knew that the path to serenity was an ongoing journey, but she had the wisdom and tools to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Kiran, a source of inspiration to both monks and visitors, continued to walk the path of inner peace. He understood that anger was a part of the human experience, but it no longer ruled his life. The mountain monastery remained a sanctuary of tranquility, where all who sought solace could learn the transformative power of mindfulness and forgiveness, just as he had. And so, the legacy of Kiran and his journey of self-discovery lived on, inspiring those who yearned to find the same inner peace he had found on his path from anger to serenity.